Hello, Saints. We're in the book of Romans. We're in chapter 13 now, and we're starting with verse 8 through verse 10. I'll read it. It says, "Owe nothing to anyone except to love one another. For he who loves his neighbor has fulfilled the law. For this, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet. If there is any other commandment, it is summed up in saying this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law." And so what we see here in this verse is that he says, do nothing except. So there's something we got to do. And of course, that's love our neighbor. The great command that Jesus says several times there in the Gospel of John, those who love me will keep my commandments. And then he finally gives it sums it up with the words, and this is my commandment. And instead of listing commandments, he says, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. I always joke about that when I say it's bad enough I have to love you, but I have to love you the way Jesus loved you. We don't have that naturally within us. That comes from the Spirit that's in us, that seed that's been planted in us when we accept Christ. And that teaches us how to love people in the proper way, not in a pretentious way, not in a way that demands a certain thing from them in order for us to love them, but to love them unconditionally. It doesn't say accept them for what they do, or accept the sins, but we love them. And if our love is genuine, we can minister to people like that, within and out of the church. This is very important for us to understand when we look at it in this chapter. This chapter starts off with our duties to being subject to the government. Well, we can't be subject to the government if we as the body of Christ aren't subject to each other. So let's begin there by loving each other unconditionally. Blessings.